Hi everyone, so we're going to be talking about balance today. Balance is the evenness in a picture, or in our case, we're going to be making a mobile like Alexander Calder using Matisse's freeform shapes. So we're going to make a sculpture that moves but is also equally balanced. So here are the materials we're going to need today. A long silver wire, a couple of small thinner wires, some pieces of felt, and a little fuzzy stick to be able to hang our mobile. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our silver wire and we're going to decide where the fulcrum is. It's kind of like either the middle or where you want it to be nice and balanced. This wire bends really easily, so I'm just going to put a loop in it. So all I did was twist it around to get a little loop, and that's where it'll hang from. I'll eventually put my fuzzy stick right here. I put a little twist in my loop. All I did was spin it. That's just going to hold the fuzzy stick in place. And now you can take the rest of the wire and kind of bend it and play with it and make some kind of interesting line. I like to add a couple of loops to it just by spinning it around. Let's see. There. Okay, so that would be one side. That's the top of my mobile. Do the other side. So now that you've got your top wire, you can go ahead and set that down for a second. Take your felt, and you're gonna cut it into some fun shapes. So I've got a circle here and a triangle. I'm gonna cut up these pieces of felt into some other shapes. So here are the shapes that I cut out from my felt. I tried to keep them pretty freeform with the exception of this geometric circle and this one, just to give it a little bit more of a Matisse feel with his paper cutouts and his freeform shapes. So now I'm gonna set my pieces up so that I'm ready to hang them. I'm gonna take this teeny tiny little wire, and all you do is poke it through the felt. If you hold it at the tip, it won't collapse. Give it a wiggle, and it should poke right through. Now you're gonna take this short tail and you're gonna bend it up so that it's like a little hook, and you're gonna take the little tail and you're gonna wrap the tail around the long piece. Now this piece is ready to hang. Do that with the rest of your pieces. So something cool that you can try is you can hang pieces together. So I'm going to take this pink piece and I'm going to connect it kind of like this. So now when it hangs, it'll hang together like that, giving it a little extra movement. So I'm going to start to attach these three pieces that are ready to my silver wire. To add them to the wire, the steps are the same. You just kind of hook the wire over the spot you want it in and twist the little tail around the long tail. So I'm going to start with, let's start with this little blue one. And so I'm going to cross it like a T, and I'm going to fold it backwards so that it hooks over it, and then I'm just going to take the little tail and wrap it around the big tail. Okay, so this is my first piece. So I'm going to turn around the camera while I do this because I want you to be able to see the whole thing. So right now I'm holding it at the middle, and see how it's kind of tilting so this side is hanging down. We got to make it a little bit more even, so let's go ahead and add the rest of the pieces. So this is the part that you really have to think about on which way to make it balanced. So right now when I hold it, it's already pretty balanced, but I want to add more pieces than just this. So I'm going to try and add this one. I'm going to put it over on this side and see what happens. So again, I just cross it like a T and then fold the little tail over and wrap it around the long tail. Okay. So now you can see that it's really off balance and this one hangs farther. So now even it out with more pieces. Now you can add to this as much as you want. The final step is that you just take the fuzzy stick and put it through your middle loop, go up, and then wrap the little tails around the circle. so that you end up with a little mobile. Now I'm going to keep adding pieces to it and see how exciting I can make this one. I like that it just kind of gently sways and it's pretty simple right now. Another fun and interesting thing to do is if you don't want all of these wires to be perfectly straight, you can give them gentle bends and like little waves in them to kind of make them a little bit more interesting.